my Lord. It is episode 94 of the BeltWay Boys. I am Austin here with the one and only, the talented, the beautiful, October's very own. What is going on, Walker? How you living, man?
Oh man, doing good, man. Supposed to be pretty nice outside today, so I'm just enjoying the sun and watching FSU right now, checking out my boy Keon Coleman, and yeah, just flipping through these games. I think Michigan's on too. I'm trying to watch these prospects,
Mm-hmm.
and I
There's a
think they
lot of
got
potential.
Michigan got some they got some running backs. I think we're in the market for some more running backs and obviously receivers. Keon Coleman, I've been big on him all year for FSU. He made a crazy catch today, and then Michigan I think they got a Chris Jenkins Jr. I think his name is the
Oh,
defensive
yeah.
tackle. So then right on time, Keon Coleman just made a catch.
Mm-hmm. I
So yeah,
seen it.
man, just watching these college football games, seeing who performs and who can help us.
Yep, yep. And that's our thing is college football and the draft. And so I feel like this year with college football, you got me more locked in this year than before. I feel like it's
Hmm.
I feel like it's open too. I feel like anybody could end up being, one of the top four teams in the playoffs. So I feel like this year is a great year to be a fan of college football. But man, let's go ahead and get into it. We got the Texans week 5 recap. Yesterday, or not yesterday, last week, the Texans played the Falcons in Atlanta. I think you and I probably, or no, you chose the Falcons just to stay on uh, choosing the
Hmm.
opposite team because the Texans won every time you did that. And I chose the Texans because I was just confident and I did not believe in Desmond Ritter. And man, was I wrong. Let me look up the final score, but golly bum, it was like Falcons were doing whatever they wanted to at some points, In our offense, we were moving the ball, but they could never get in the end zone. It was a tough watch, Walker. I think the final score ended up being uh 21-19, but I feel like that's not a good like representation of the game and how it went. So, what were your thoughts on that game and what were your biggest takeaways from it?
Mm, I think I think it was I think it was a good game for both teams, man. Atlanta was the better team that day. I think the Texans had the right game plan. I would have done the exact same things if I was D'Amico. Um, Make Desmond Ritter beat you. Do everything you can to stop the run. Um, and force Desmond Ritter to beat you, and he did. And I'll take that every day. Like, hats off to you because I did not expect you to be able to do it, and you did it. And so um, I mean, yeah, Falcons played a really good game, man. I mean, Desmond Ritter played the best game of his career, so it's just like how mad could I be at that?
Yeah.
They had two turnovers. Defense got two turnovers. Even though they weren't like stopping the Falcons how you would want them, they were giving up yards, but like they got some key turnovers that if the offense can score on those, you might be in a position to really open the game up. So and then they come back and they offense finally was able to drive down the field and get a touchdown to take the lead with under 2 minutes left and um defense wasn't able to get the stop. It was they only needed a field goal. So, I think most of us probably saw that coming. It's not that hard to drive down and get a field goal.
Yeah.
So I wasn't too mad. Like I was just happy to see the CJ and the offense was able to get the points when you needed them. Because that was a do or die situation. And I mean, I think they got the ball back with like 5 or 6 minutes left, and they were able to. There you go,
I seen it. I was like, I'm waiting for him to
Keon
say
Coleman.
so.
Yeah,
He a dog.
Bad boy, man. He is a bad boy. Even at Michigan State last year, when I was like watching receivers in the summer, nobody's really talking about him. I'm like, who is this guy? Let me like. I was looking at the list. I kind of wanted to watch all of them, and I'm like, why is he ranked so low? But he even doing CJ dance. But
I was just about to say, you seen
yeah,
that?
yeah. But yeah, man. I think seeing the offense be able to go down and take the lead and like be able to run all that time off too, because they I don't think people, we weren't doing a good job of staying on the field and keeping the defense, off of it to give them a chance to rest. So being able to also allow them to run some clock off and not give the Falcons like 3 or 4 minutes left to, which in hindsight maybe that would have been better, but who knows, man. And in hindsight too, you could have said, Bobby Slowick, instead of running that play before the 2 minute warning, he probably should have ran it after, wasted a little more time.
Yeah.
But scoring was most important, and they did it. So um, all in all, man, I wasn't too upset with the game. Obviously, it was very winnable for us, but at the same time, some of the way they played in that game, they also most times than not, Falcons, you know, were gonna win that outside of the turnovers.
Yeah. And like you said, they scored in the most crucial time. That was impressive. When CJ Stroud had to score, he marched them right down the field and did that. So it's like each passing week, you just get more and more confident in this kid. And you just like, yeah, his ceiling is to the moon. Like when the Texans can build a complete team around him, I don't even see how it's fair for the AFC South or the AFC or the league.
We were talking
Uh,
about that in the group chat, man. Like people are like excited, I guess, to see like our receivers how how well our receivers have been doing, and um, I think most people coming into the year like we need to add a receiver, and now they're like maybe not since we got Nico doing good, we got Tank doing good, Robert Woods is playing well, um, but I think that Falcons game is a reason why I'm still very strong on they need to just add another receiver. Like
yeah.
you can't give him too many weapons. I think having that potential to have a top 3-2-1 offense in the NFL is what you want to do with CJ Stroud if you want to try to win a Super Bowl. You know, I think he's that type of QB, like a Burrow. You put these weapons around him, and it's gonna be tough and you add some defense in the offseason and free agency, and it's gonna be tough to beat him.
Yeah.
So I get, drafting for need, which I still think receivers need, and people obviously aren't, but um, I think people are seeing defensive tackle right now as the biggest need
Yeah.
because it's like the flavor of the month right now. Um, but it's some players I think in free agency you can get from DJ Reader. Um, if somehow, some way, Chris Jones leaves the Chiefs, like that's
Mm.
a incredible option. That's a game changer option. Um, and there's other names where you can improve that. And I like there's defensive tackles, Devondre Sweat in the second round, who I keep talking about. And you're kind of better at. You probably need to check out some of these tackles too, because you're a bit better at. I feel like evaluating defensive tackles than me. But like there's players that you can get for that. I still feel like if they can find that receiver who can't be guarded one on one in man coverage, and they can find, I don't know how, but if they can find one of these hybrid linebackers,
Mm.
those two positions make the Texans rebuild and like ability to compete with anybody in the league happen instantly. I think
Instantly.
so. Yeah.
No, I agree with that wholeheartedly. I have kind of been checking out the D tackles because, like you said, that's the thing that keeps getting marked to the Texans is D tackles. So the one that I'm high on, I see the Newton kid from I think it's like Illinois State. It's not that I don't like him. I just I don't know. He's a little undersized, and I feel like Texans kind of need a big body, who can keep offensive linemen off the linebackers and kind of let them eat. So the one that's like sticking out to me is Leonard Taylor from Miami. He's just a big, imposing freak. I need to see what the scouts are saying about him. If he's like, playing up to his potential, but when you watch the highlights of him, at least, the dude's a baller and he's a bully. And I feel like that's what they need on that D line. Try and surround Will Anderson with very like-minded players, and you're gonna have a very good D line. So
Yeah, that's
yeah,
interesting you said that because I was watching him. I was watching. That's so crazy. Yeah, I was watching Taylor too. He wears 56, like Lawrence Taylor. And he shows flashes. Like he's slim, but he's like a quick, tall
yeah,
defensive tackle. Um, but yeah, I was like, man, I wonder why this kid isn't getting looked at as much as Newton is. I think it's
yeah.
because I think from what I've seen people say is his run defense isn't as good.
Mm,
Um, but I did kind of think the same thing. Like, man, this kid got some flashes. Like he's super quick for his size.
yeah. He just he like you said, he shows up on tape on the highlights. I just don't know if like I like to hear the scouts' opinions on
Hmm.
players, because they watch them probably more than I will
Yeah,
ever will, and it's
yeah,
like they'll tell you, does he have a high motor? Does he,
yeah.
And I feel like playing next to a player like Will Anderson, yeah, you got to
Hmm.
bring that, you got to bring that motor because if you're not, it's gonna show on tape. So
Hmm.
we shall see. The sweat kid from Texas, he fits the mold like a big run
Big
stopping D
run stopper
tackle.
for sure.
I could see him kind of rise up the draft board. I see that Ohio State wide receiver, the one that I like, number two,
And
Mbuka.
Buka, yeah.
I see he's kind of falling in the mock drafts a little bit. So,
Yeah, he's been a little quiet, I feel like.
you know,
I don't know why. I
and
know he's injured today,
is he?
but yeah, I
Damn.
think I saw he's injured. But I don't know why he's having a kind of a down year.
Yeah. I feel like he could be good because if you look at the wide receivers, you got Nico, obviously Tank Dell,
Hmm.
Mechie, and Woods. The only one that I could see them needing to replace is Woods.
Yeah.
So it's like, do you replace him
And
with that
Woods is
type of
Woods
wide
is
receiver?
yeah, yeah, exactly. And like I wasn't really a big fan of the Woods signing, but like watching him play, I mean, he had way too many drops this last game.
Mm,
But
mm,
like he's been for the most part this year, he's been like a security blanket for CJ. He's been a good possession receiver,
yeah.
especially on third downs, and that's valuable, when he's catching it. So I don't know if you necessarily, I don't know if it's like you want to get that same type of receiver, but you for sure needs somebody who is going to be able to catch the ball. I think I'm more focused on that who can get open
Yeah.
versus man on man all the time. Um, and like we playing the Saints this week, and that's going to be a probably the biggest of the year
Uh,
because their
this week.
secondary is tough, like tough. Like you see
Yeah.
Marshawn Lattimore going at Mike Evans all the time, just dog fights. Um, D line, nasty linebackers are good, aggressive, in your face, like pressing all the time. So if you don't have receivers who can make them pay for that, it's gonna be a long afternoon.
Well, let's go ahead and get into it then, because the Texans do host the Saints tomorrow at NRG, and like you said, they got a good defense. I feel like their offense is still trying to figure it out, but yeah, I agree with you wholeheartedly. This is probably going to be their best matchup. Um, so, how do you see it playing out?
Man, Tank Dell's not playing, so I think obviously that's one of the factors to the game. Like I just said, is the receivers' ability to beat man press quickly. Um, I think if John Mechie is able to step up, I'm a big John Mechie guy. if he's able to step up and they're able to move the ball pretty much how they've been doing all year, except the last game, but they had a lot of drops last game too. But if they're able to continue that, then I'll feel way better about it. But if it's a lot of 3-and-outs and a lot of nowhere to go with the ball because they're strapped up, then I don't know. It's gonna be a long day.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a long day. Good thing is we have our linemen back, so I think they'll be able to pass protect better. It's just more so is will they be able to get open versus these corners that I'm worried about. And the run game, I don't know how good. I'm pretty sure Saints are top 5 in every statistical category. So the run game is not something that we've been able to rely on this year either. So as long as CJ protects the ball like he has been, I think they'll be able to be in the game like last week too. But it's gonna be tough. It'll come down again to is Derek Carr gonna make the plays, or also will they be able to? Will the Saints also just be able to kind of play the same thing of, we got Alvin Kamara, we got Miller from TCU. We got this. Is Jamal Williams hurt or not? I don't know if he's hurt.
I feel like he is.
Yeah.
I ain't seen him in a while.
Yeah. So it's like they can rely on that run game a little bit more, which we were better against the run last week. So we'll see. But they also have Chris Olave and Michael Thomas, Kamara in the passing game. It'll come. I don't know, man. It'll come down to just if they can get to Derek Carr and make him give us the ball like like he's shown he can make some of those mistakes. And again, can you capitalize on those mistakes? With the Saints playing aggressive, if you can break a long one, if they can break something like a busted coverage, because that can happen in cover 0.
Yeah.
You get on the island and you get beat, it can go to the house. So it's gonna be tough, man. It's gonna be tough.
This is a good test for the young Texans to see how they rebound, and they've been playing better at home, so kind of gives you a little confidence. I'm gonna go Texans, man. I trust Carr more than I do Ritter, but I think the Texans defense is gonna take advantage of Carr, and I think that's gonna be the difference. Like, I think CJ's gonna take care of the ball, manage the game. I feel like the running game's got to get going. I think there's going to be an emphasis to get it going. And yeah, if I had to put a score on it, shoot, I'm going to say, man, I'm going to say 24-16.
Do you feel like they're gonna use Singletary a lot more this game?
I think they're going to use Boone a lot more.
Ooh.
Do like a 3-back rotation because he's the speed.
Yeah.
I feel like Singletary's the shifty, Pierce is the power. So I think Boone could be a good complement and screens and different things to him. So I'm interested to see how they do. But like you said, Mechie's got to step up. Schultz has been balling the last 2 weeks. Is he going to continue on that success?
Is Hutchinson going to get more reps? That's something we ain't talking about.
That's true. And I feel like he can really help this team. He looked good in preseason. So, hey, we're going to see. I think 24 on the Saints. We're going to see. We had somebody comment and said, we scoring 24 on the Saints? That's crazy. But yeah, we'll see. I believe that. I think they can do it. I do, man. I think Texans play better at home. Look for a big game from Nico Schultz, and let's see, man. But yeah, I'm going Texans 24-16.
Who said that?
What's the name? Let me see. Derek Crenshaw.
Oh yeah, before Crenshaw. I put it in that Texans group chat.
Yeah, I seen Crenshaw on Twitter before. Yeah,
man.
I think I might have met him before. Figgy might have introduced
me.
me.
He's a funny guy, man. He's a funny guy.
Yeah, yeah.
He wasn't feeling that Drake album.
He wasn't. A lot of people weren't, man.
Yeah,
But I don't.
but
I mean, I don't know what they was expecting, but
yeah,
yeah.
but
But let's go ahead. We'll get into the rest of the week. We had the Broncos playing the Chiefs this week. Or that already happened Thursday night. Chiefs won 19-8. Um, so that already has happened. The next game we got, I'll let you kick it off, is the Ravens versus Titans.
oh,
How do you see that going? And I guess that's in London. It's at eight
oh, it
thirty.
is. Is this Keon Coleman again?
He's a problem.
Yeah. I'm gonna go. I'm going Ravens. Um, I just don't believe in the Titans, man. I don't know. I haven't all season. What do they? They have the same record as us, right?
Yeah.
I think
The
they.
Titans.
Yeah,
Titans. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure. I
yeah,
think what the Jaguars have a game over us in the
yeah.
division, right?
Colts
And
won.
Colts
Yeah,
too.
because yeah, Colts beat the Titans last week. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm gonna go Ravens.
Yeah, same. I'm gonna go Ravens as well. Titans. I don't know, man. I just blow that shit up. Like start over. Because I feel like they're just gonna be a middle of the pack team until they
I
do.
don't want them to blow it up this year.
Nah, not for one of them top quarterbacks coming
Yeah.
out.
Uh-uh.
Ooh wee. All right, next one we got Panthers versus Dolphins. I'm gonna go Dolphins.
Ooh. Yeah, I'm going Dolphins too. They're on the roll and their offense is clicking crazy.
I want to say something about Bryce Young. I feel like he's still gonna be a great player. It's not an ideal situation that he's in, and I feel like people gonna eat crow when he start balling. You know, if he get
Oh
him a
yeah.
wide receiver, get him a better O line, get him a running game. Miles Sanders has been a disappointment. Um,
If I were
they're gonna be
that,
all
I
right.
mean that owner took him. Like that owner wanted him. And if I was that owner, I would fire Frank Wright. Like, I'm sorry. Because
Yesterday,
they don't seem they don't seem to be aligned in their thinking, and that's not
mm.
good. And obviously the owner really believes in Bryce. So I don't know how much Frank Wright actually does. So I would let him go and
Ooh,
start over.
is this a Jeff Fisher, Vince Young situation all over again?
You know what I'm saying?
Oh man, I hope not, man. I hope not. But yeah, I'm going Dolphins on that one. Next one we got is Commanders versus Falcons. Who you got on that one?
Woo,
That's a tough one. That's gonna be a good
that's a
game.
good matchup, man. Um,
And it looks
Man,
like they'll
that's a
be in
good matchup.
Atlanta.
That's gonna be a tough. It's gonna. I'm gonna go Atlanta then because Ritter's undefeated in Atlanta so far. So I'm gonna
He
go
looked
Atlanta.
he looked like a Hall of Famer playing at home.
He's a different. Yeah.
God damn,
He.
like
I don't think. Did you see that stat? He's never lost at home. I don't think ever. Not since high school or nothing.
what
At
the hell?
Cincinnati, he never lost at home. He hasn't lost at home in the NFL yet. So yeah.
Damn, that's shocking. That's shocking. Next one we got a division matchup: Colts versus Jaguars. It's a good game to have because they both got the same record. So I think I'm gonna go Jags. I'm going
Colts and
Jags.
Jaguars.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're yeah. The Colts they already played right. Jags lost right.
Jags beat them.
Oh,
Jags
the
beat
Jags beat them.
Jags
Then I'm
beat
gonna
them
go
game
Colts.
one.
I'm gonna go Colts.
Mm, even the matchup.
Yeah.
It's a Minshew revenge game.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be man. I feel like Jags are starting to get clicking. Them two games in London, they was looking bad.
Yeah.
Let's see how they do now that they're back at home. Next we got the Seattle Seahawks versus the Cincinnati Bengals. I'm going Seattle. I don't know what the
Hmm.
hell's wrong with Cincy, man. They do not look good.
Yeah. They were in a little close one. I feel like with the Cardinals last week. I'm going
Yeah,
Seattle too. I'm
yeah.
going Seattle too, man. I don't know. I don't know, but who knows with the Bengals, man? They might hit their streak right now and go on a 6 game, 7 game winning streak. Who knows?
Yeah, yeah. It's crazy how much they invested in that O line, and it just has not panned out. Like I thought Orlando Brown was good. He looks cheeks.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
Joe Burrow gonna get killed, man. Oh man. Next one we got Vikings versus Chicago.
Ugh. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go Bears, man. I'm gonna say Justin Fields hit his stride, man. He's settling down. I think he might have hopefully he figures something out. Cause I'm rooting for him.
Yeah.
Uh, so I'm gonna go Bears.
Yeah, same. I agree. I feel like the Vikings are tanking for Caleb, and
Yeah,
it's not even. They're making it obvious at this point,
yeah.
you know. So I agree. Next, this would have been a good game, but maybe not as much now. 49ers versus Browns. 49ers.
Yeah, I don't think I will pick the Browns to win the game this year. F them.
Bruh, that you see the dialogue happening on Twitter right now. Did the Texans fucking fleece the Browns, or is it still
I
too
mean,
early
of
to
course,
tell?
this is like it's hard for you to trade that much for any player and it works out in your favor. It just history tells you that, you know. And I mean, I don't know, man. And not only that, but they gave him the one of the worst contracts you could give it like ever, you know.
Yeah,
So they have to figure out a way. And this is I think this is their window because after this I feel like it's gonna be hard to keep a team around him.
yeah,
It's gonna be
yeah,
hard, man. And that's why kind of like whenever he was like requesting a trade and then of course the stuff that happened that came with it, that's why I was like, well, honestly, bro, if we can restart right now, I'm not really tripping because he's already paid by us and we weren't able to do anything on his rookie contract. Like it's only gonna be an uphill battle from here, you know?
yeah,
Um, so I was like, it actually isn't a bad thing for us, you know?
yeah. It's it's just I was rooting for him. Like he wasn't with the Texans. He wasn't with
Yeah.
the Texans. You know, I was like, you're not with us no more. That's not our problem. But I hope to see you succeed.
I never
And
was like, well, I mean, after this year, it was whatever, but with them picks, nah.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Like I need y'all to suck one more year.
Yeah.
I just wanted to see him do well, but bruh, it's something mental. I think I told you. I think I tell everybody. I feel like it's
Mm-hmm.
a very similar situation to when Tiger Woods got caught
Mm.
in that scandal. He just never recovered. Now his body was breaking down as well, but it was a mental aspect that Tiger just couldn't get over. And I feel like it's something like that with Deshaun. Even though he did look good that last game he played, he
Yeah.
was starting to look like his normal self. But I don't know, man. I don't know.
Yeah. Somebody else mentioned that I don't think he's so used to being like the darling, like the good guy, the guy everybody loves and we all love. He's such a sweet guy. Like he gave his first check away to the lunch lady. He's such a positive guy. Great energy. I don't think he, I don't think he likes the negative, you know, energy he's getting and like the
Yeah,
being a villain. He's not. I don't think he's built to be the villain.
yeah. He's not.
Um,
This is new to
yeah,
him.
and I think you're right. That's probably mentally wearing on him. And if he's hurt for real, and we've seen him play through injuries, but if he's hurt for real, um, even if he felt like he could play, why would he? He
Yeah,
ain't losing no money. He ain't losing no sleep. That man got 230 mil in the bank no matter what happens.
guaranteed.
He's getting that money. He's getting every penny of that money. Unless he do some stuff off the field again, but like he's getting that money no matter what. If they cut him, trade.
David Mulligetta, man, he the goat. Him and Rich
Yep,
Paul, man, they the goat of the aging game.
yep.
It's it is really crazy, but it's something to monitor. See how it plays out. Next one, we got the Patriots versus Raiders. I'm going Raiders. Patriots, Mac Jones. Ugh, bad.
Hmm. You go. Yeah, I'm going Raiders too. Yeah. Bill Belichick, man. Bill Belichick. I posted this in the group chat too. But they love that Bill Belichick, man. People think he's him, but he's like 80 and 92 without Brady. That's his
Oof.
record without Brady.
Oof.
And he's never had a good coaching tree. Like there's never been. I think Thomas Dimitrov is probably the most successful executive, coach or GM to leave Bill Belichick. He took the Falcons to the Super Bowl once, but coaches, he's never had any good coaches under him.
They always fail.
Yeah, um, really bad too. Joe Judge, Matt Patricia, Charlie
Mm.
Wise, McDaniels.
Yeah, even
Shoot,
still
maybe both
McDaniel.
times. Yeah.
Yeah,
um, you know, so I'm thinking as far as GMs, like they've had a lot of GMs leave there and just not have done anything. But I just think I've always felt that whole organization was Brady. Like you try to do this Patriot way. We like that's why Texans fans are so over it too. Like y'all
yeah,
tried that Patriot way stuff, bro. We seen it. We saw it already. It don't work. It hasn't
yeah.
worked anywhere. It's not. It's the Brady way. That's why he went to the Buccaneers and won a Super Bowl.
In his
You
first
know,
year.
yeah. Like it ain't nothing y'all doing over there. It was him being
Yeah,
willing to not take as much money. You know what I mean? Being willing to allow y'all to be able to trade and pay players like Gilmore and Reeves and you know add these really good defense. It's not like the Patriots were just always out there winning with freaking Troy Brown at corner.
nah,
You know what I'm
nah.
saying? Like they were bringing in and they were trading for some top talent, and they were able to keep paying Gronk and players that they needed to pay to win because Brady wanted to win. So, but yeah, I've just always felt this way about that organization.
Yeah, I definitely got a nasty opinion of them since
Hmm.
that Patriots way kind of fucked up the Texans for so many
Yeah,
years.
yeah.
But it's a new time. Next, we got the Lions versus Buccaneers. I feel like this is gonna be a good game. I'm gonna go Buccaneers.
Ooh,
I'm going
they're
Bucks
they're
at
coming off
home
a
too.
bye week too,
I think so. Yeah.
huh? I'm gonna go Lions. I think Lions have a ability to run the ball. They got a good pass rush. I think that travels well. They got a good O line. So I'm gonna go Lions. They got a good team, man. Gotta
They
respect them.
they
I gotta
really do.
respect them. Yeah.
They really do. Next one, we got the Cardinals versus the Rams. I feel like Sean McVay owns the Cardinals, and he might not even coach this week. So
Yeah.
yeah,
He got a child on the way, huh?
yeah. Congrats to him, man. That's a big deal. But shoot, I'm gonna still go Rams. They got Cooper
Yeah.
Cup back.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Rams too.
Yeah. The next one, oh, this is gonna be interesting because Eagles versus Jets. Eagles have some big names not playing. Darius Slay, um, what's his name? The one that you liked and he got drafted. Carter,
No,
uh,
Jalen Carter, yeah, he's
Jalen
out. He
Carter.
injured his ankle in practice this week, they said.
Damn.
Yeah.
So I feel like Philly should still win that game, but the Jets, they're in dogfights every week. Like even with Zach Wilson, they be fighting, man.
Has Philly lost the game yet?
No, they're undefeated. Them and the 49ers.
Yeah. I think yeah, I probably would go Eagles too. I just don't trust Zach Wilson.
Yeah,
They got a good running game though.
yeah, they
I
do.
like Brees Hall a lot. Brees Hall's a dog.
I could see them ending up trading for like a quarterback, like a Kirk
Kirk Cousins.
Cousins,
I
rent him
seen
for a
that.
year.
Yeah, I seen that, but he has a no trade clause.
So he would have to waive it
I
for
mean, I
whoever he
guess
wants.
they could trade for him. He probably wants to be like, I want a contract before. So what if I
Yeah,
come here and I'm trash? But I think teams will still respect Kirk. 'Cause he's been a really he can win you games if you got a
absolutely.
good team. So
Um, yeah, it's going to be interesting that one. The next one we got the Giants versus the Bills. This is the Sunday night matchup. I'm going
oh
Bills.
gosh,
Giants are terrible.
Why do they keep allowing the Giants to be on like? Shouldn't the flexing start by week 5? I thought I saw. Like,
I thought
my
so too.
goodness, bro, that's
It's
horrible.
disgusting. Yeah, no, they do not look good. And we keep them and
And
the
I think,
Jets. We keep having to watch it.
and I think their whole team is basically injured right now.
Yep.
Like Daniel Jones isn't playing tomorrow. I think Saquon might still be out. Yeah, I'm going Bills. That's crazy that they're on prime time again.
Yeah. Texans, I'm expecting at least 2 primetime games next season. God dog it.
Hmm.
Because this is ridiculous.
Oh yeah, with CJ Stroud now for sure. Yeah.
This is ridiculous. And then last game of the week, we got the Cowboys versus the Chargers. I'm going I'm going Chargers, man. I just
Mm.
I just can't trust the Cowboys, man. It's ridiculous.
Oh man, I'm going Cowboys just because that coach is an idiot for the freaking Chargers, and he always finds a
Yeah.
way for them to lose. But I think I think it could get ugly though. I
Mm.
think the Chargers could make it ugly if the Cowboys don't show up, but um, I think that coach will be an idiot and do something stupid to make them lose.
He's
But
known for it.
Cowboys they might have some issues if they lose this game. Because that's 2 losses now. I don't think they can afford to be losing to the Chargers if they really got, Super Bowl aspirations.
Yeah, no, if they serious about it, yeah, they shit. This might be Dak's last season with the Cowboys.
Hmm. But what? Oh, they got Trey Lance. But what? I'm not like, what options would they have? It would have
Probably
been
drafting
amazing.
somebody.
It would have been amazing if like they like tried to get Caleb
Ooh, you know what I see happening?
like trade Dak or something middle of the season. But what?
I think they're gonna get Kyler Murray
Ooh,
from the area, balled out
that
when
is
he lived there. Played there.
that would be really, man, that would be fun.
I think
Him
they're
with
gonna get
CD
Kyler Murray.
again, back in Dallas where he was unstoppable. That would be fun. I'm not
And I
gonna lie.
and I feel like the city would embrace him. He's from the area, won a state championship there. Um,
But what would you do? Like the
you would
Cardinals
have,
would have to have a top 2 pick for that to happen, I would think.
yeah,
Right?
yeah. That's
And then what do
facts.
you do with Dak?
Ship him out. He need to
Ship him
go.
to Atlanta.
He can go play for the Patriots.
Atlanta's always a team I think about when I'm like they're a QB away from really being a problem.
Oh, they got talent for sure.
Yeah.
They got talent. It's just Ritter. You can't. You can only trust him when he play at home,
At
God dog.
home, yep.
Um, so those are the week 6 preview and predictions. Now, Walker, I'm excited about this next topic because it's basketball season, baby. It's kicking off. Now we got baseball. Astros in the playoffs starting tomorrow, or the ALCS
I,
versus the
is it
Rangers. That's a big
yes,
deal.
tomorrow, huh?
Then we got the Rockets playing Wimby on Monday. Texans, obviously, their season's in full swing. It's just a great time for the city. These last 2 Rockets wins, they've won. They beat the Pacers and they beat the Pelicans, both scoring 120 or more. What are your takeaways so far from these 2 preseason games with this new look Rockets?
Man, I'm just like I'm just proud. It's just like watching them play defense and like attack how we felt like, especially we saw these flashes from Jabari and Tari last year, but then you got Fred Van Fleet actually who can play some defense instead of having Kevin Porter Jr. out there pouting all the time.
Mm. Mm-mm-mm.
Um, Fred Van Fleet is like he's really good with his hands and like ripping balls out or quick, knocking balls out of people's hands while they're taking a shot. Like he's really good and smart with that. And then seeing how aggressive they are, which with Dylan Brooks added, and like the amount of defense, the defensive leap I think they're going to take this year is going to be huge. Like 10, 12 spots probably. Um, they have the ability to especially if Jabari is at center,
Mm,
to switch with any team. I feel like, especially if you have certain lineups out there, they have the ability to put out certain lineups that can really really mess with some teams defensively. Um, like imagine Amen,
yes.
Cam Whitmore, Dylan Brooks, Tari Eason, and Jabari out there, and as like a defensive lineup, like those players are all 6'7" and up
Yeah.
and solid. Like, and they can move their feet. They can, you can switch everybody with that. Like, and you
Everybody.
can switch everybody. Like, they can all hold their own against bigger, players. On offense, you're gonna be spread out. You know, so he has a lot. I also like how they've been using the lineups.
Yeah.
Um, staggering Fred VanVleet, staggering Amen, Jalen. Um, but I think for sure the biggest thing that stood out for me is the defense we've been playing, how aggressive they are, and they just look like they're swarming on everything. Um, and Jabari Smith looks like he got his confidence that he had at Auburn.
Mm-hmm.
Um, he's been looking locked in, and it's just preseason games, but he was looking this way in the summer. Um, he was working all summer,
Yeah.
working out with playing some pickup runs with some really good players and KD and Booker and you know all these different players. So in Rico Hines runs, like he was putting in work this summer. So um, all the people who were hating on him last year and were mad that we didn't take Ivy or pouty, about Paolo, even though Paolo had won and we couldn't even get
Yeah.
Paolo.
It's nothing we could have did.
Yeah. The way he's looking is like the player that I think people who wanted Jabari Smith are like, this is what we're talking about. He can affect both sides of the court, offense and defense. And that's scary for the NBA, I think, because he's 6'10". He looks way more flexible than he like. Remember last year he kind of looked a little stiff.
Mm-hmm.
He looks way more flexible than he did last year. He's got more strength, confidence back. He got his number back. Yeah, it's just 2 games, man. But yeah, I think you have to feel a little bit psyched because it looks nothing like what it did last year.
And that's what I wanted to touch on of how different it looks from the last couple seasons under Silas. This looks like a legit team. They're making the smart play, they're making the correct play. Like versus the Pelicans, they were doing whatever they fucking wanted. And it was just like, it was beautiful. Like, oh man. And Jalen Green, there was a play where Jalen Green locked up, I think, McCollum. And I was just like, okay, if you got maybe your best scorer, say, playing defense like that, like he's bought in, bruh, because he got the athletic ability to be like I think a really good defender. Obviously, he
Yeah,
needs to get stronger,
he just
but
needs more size. Yeah,
yeah, his athletic ability is going to take him far. So I'm so excited. I'm so bought in. I would love to get season tickets or something, but I am definitely bought in, and I cannot wait for the season to kick off. I think the first official game is next week, like maybe 2 weeks from now, the
I
last
think
week of
yeah, I
October.
think it is.
Let me
I
check.
think it's the 25th, but uh,
Okay, okay. It's
so I
yeah,
think
the
it's versus the
25th.
Magic.
Yeah, it's the 25th. They got three more preseason games, two versus San Antonio, one versus Miami, and then
Did you
yeah,
see Wemby last night?
God
I'm ex-
damn.
I'm yeah. I'm
What the hell
excited
do?
though, bro.
What the hell they gonna do, Walker?
I know, but I'm excited because I think we have the players who can combat him. San
Yeah,
Antonio they need to add a lot more players around Wemby right now.
for sure.
Um, but I think Jabari Smith is somebody who matches up very well against him. Just because he has the speed and the size to be able to keep
Yeah,
up with Wemby. Um, And then you can also punish Wemby with Şengün at times. Like you can throw a lot of stuff at him. You can throw different defenders at him. Like I could see Dylan Brooks guard him at times. Um, I
90
think
feet.
I think Tari Eason is a sneaky good matchup. You can throw at him too. Like we have a lot of. That's what we were talking about earlier though. Like we have the bodies that you can throw at people. You can show them so many different types of looks and defenders now. Um, I think it's gonna be fun, man. Especially with how he
Yeah.
reacted to not getting to us getting that fourth pick or
Oh
whatever.
yeah.
Yeah, I think we picked fourth. The way he reacted to that, like that little stupid smirk, like it's
They're
gonna
gonna
be
remember
fun
that.
with them. And
Yeah.
I like it, bro. Like I think we all knew he was going to the Spurs. Like
Yeah.
no matter where they finished, I think they could have finished with the fifth pick. They could have finished with the fifth worst record. He was going to go to the Spurs. That's where he wanted to go. He's
Yeah.
been the biggest prospect to come out since LeBron. NBA is a smart organization, and they've done stuff that you can say was looks like it was rigging stuff before. So I don't think it surprised anybody to see him go to the Spurs. Sucks for the Pistons because they had the first pick and fell to fifth. Like
Okay.
I'd be kind of mad at that.
Yeah.
But I do like the fact that the NBA is trying to create parity.
Yes.
Because it does suck, man. Like that's what's so fun about the NFL and college football is the parity of it. And it does kind of get old when you're watching the Warriors every year play the Lakers, or the Warriors every year play the Cavs, or it's been a little better now, but it does get kind of old seeing the same two matchups every single year in the finals and the same teams all, so I think the more parity, and I think that allows the Spurs to get back on the Spurs are really good, even though, we hate them because it's the Spurs and, it's Rockets rivalry, but they're a really good organization.
Yep.
And I don't think there was a better spot that he could have went,
Yeah.
honestly.
That's where it was supposed to be. And like
Yeah.
you said, they were probably the only franchise currently that didn't have a franchise player. It only made sense. Like it was only right that that's who got him. But it's definitely going to be an interesting season. One thing I will say, the Rockets ain't going to back down. They're not going to be intimidated by him. There was a play where Wibby did a dunk, and Thomas Bryant, I don't know if you've seen for the Heat, he was like,
Yeah.
oh my God. Like his eyes
That
got
was
real big.
freaky. I'm not gonna lie.
It was
That
freaky.
was that was some he stretched like that's crazy.
Yeah.
Only he could have made that.
He the only player
Anybody,
that could do
yeah.
that.
I think he touched the rim. I feel like he touched the rim on that. But anybody else, that would have just been like a throw in. You're seeing like Blake Griffin throw the ball in the
Yep.
hoop. That's crazy. But I think they're gonna get if he plays versus us. I don't know why he wouldn't, but if they try to rest him or something versus us, I think you're gonna see them go at him crazy,
Yeah.
like bad, like ripping the ball
Ooh.
out of it. I think they're gonna go at him crazy. Like, welcome to the NBA.
I love it. I freaking
Yeah.
love it. Can't wait. So let's go ahead and move on to this. We were already talking about one of the games, but this week in college football, we had Colorado versus Stanford late last night. Was a crazy game. And then you got some good matchups today. You got, I think, um, who is it? Michigan versus Michigan State? Or is it?
Michigan versus I think Indiana.
And who does Notre Dame play?
Oh, USC.
That's going to be a good one. I was like, whoever Notre Dame play, I thought they played Ohio State, but I'm definitely wrong. But okay, that's some good matchups. Um, is there any like games that Texans fans should be looking out for this week?
I
I
mean,
know
right
you're.
now for sure you should be watching FSU. Um, Keon Coleman. I think that's a big game right here. Washington, Oregon. That's going to be a really good game. Should be high
Mm,
scoring. Both of those teams are crazy when it comes to scoring. I think Michael Penix averages 400 yards a game passing.
he's a baller.
Yeah, and they got some good receivers there. They got Rome Odunze for Washington.
Yeah.
You got Troy Franklin for Oregon. Uh, you got, I think his name is Jalen McMillan, also for Washington. Like, that's a game I think Texans, not only because I think it's gonna be a good, if you like football, it's just gonna be a good game to watch, but if you want to check out some receivers who you think could help the Texans, that's gonna be a good game to lock in on. Um, Trying to think, Miami and UNC plays today.
Mm,
That's gonna be a good one.
good
Like
test
we
for
were talking
May.
about early, Taylor, um, Cam Kitchens. I don't
Mm,
think we'll be in the market for a safety, but you never know.
yeah.
Drake May, always fun to watch, even if we don't need a quarterback. So I think you want to check out that Miami game, really for Taylor.
Yeah.
If you're somebody who would feel like you want to add a defensive tackle. Um, but yeah, I think those are probably the biggest games. A&M and Tennessee should be a good one too later. A&M got some dogs on the D line, but they really don't come out till next year.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, Michigan, like I said, Michigan, Indiana. You want to check out Blake Corum, Donovan Edwards at running back. Um, Michigan, Indiana is playing right now. Alabama is playing Arkansas right now. I don't really know who they have that we would be looking at. Kool-Aid McKinstry.
Hmm.
I don't see us taking a corner first round. They got some linemen maybe later in the draft. You might look at the running backs. I don't know, but yeah, that's probably. I think that it's really should focus in on that Oregon Washington game. I think it's just gonna be a fun game. And USC Notre Dame. Notre Dame has some dogs too. They got a good
Yeah.
defense and some good running backs. Oh, and USC. That's what I was about to say. Because obviously you think about USC, you think about Caleb, but um, their running back is nasty. I think his name Marshawn Lloyd.
Huh.
So yeah,
I'll watch that tonight.
yeah, he's fun, bro. He had one play versus Colorado where he was running to the left, then stopped. It almost like a Booby Miles in Friday Night Lights. I don't know if you
Ah,
remember that.
yeah.
He ran to the left, and he stopped, cut on the dime, then ran all the way back. This is all behind the line of scrimmage too. Ran all the way back to the right side for a TD. Yeah, he nice. But yeah, those two games should be real fun to watch.
And both of those are tonight, right?
I want to say Oregon is the afternoon. Yeah, Oregon is at 2:30. It's looking
Oh
like
shit.
it's
Okay.
the afternoon game, and then yeah, USC Notre Dame is the night game.
Okay. Nah. Then I'm gonna be locked in for sure. Um. Okay. Good.
Freaking Colorado.
Oh man,
Did you
I didn't
watch
get to
that
watch.
game,
I didn't. I did not get to see it. What were
bro?
your thoughts?
I turned that game off at halftime. Like I forgot what I was doing. I was like, I'm not about to watch this and stay up till 1 in the morning again for them to blow them blow them out. Like it's 29-0. I think I went on YouTube and was about to start watching whatever. And I checked my phone, it was like a picture of this girl with her hands in her head, like, what's going on in Colorado? And it was like, I guess they had just scored, but the score was like 29-13, and she was looking like this. So I'm guessing they had just scored a touchdown, so it was probably 29-21 at that point. But I didn't go check it out. Then I go like, let me see what's going on, bro. And I go back and look, and I think Colorado was up by like I think it was like 36-20 something.
Mm,
Like they were only up by 10, and then Stanford came back and scored, and I'm like, oh my gosh, bro, what is going on? And then they they let him come back, bro. It's just they couldn't stop that receiver. Like
yeah.
they that and it's just like versus Colorado State. Like they couldn't stop that Horton kid is nice too from Colorado State.
Yeah.
But they just couldn't stop that same drag route versus Colorado State. And then versus Stanford, like they kept spamming that same slant route to number
Mm,
13. Like they just couldn't. I feel like it was just stubbornness by the DC to be like they're not good. There's no way they're gonna keep running this play. It's almost like you playing somebody in Madden, they keep spamming that play, and you're like, nah, I'm not gonna switch because as soon as I switch, he gonna run something else. You
yep.
know. Nah, bro, they did not care. They didn't care if Travis Hunter was on him. Like they, then he had that game winning catch, or not game winning, but the game time catch, like on Travis' head. Like, ooh,
Oh man,
I know that. I would. That's yeah. That was bad, bro. That was bad. 29-0, they were winning. I was like, there's no way that they about to lose to this team. 1-4 Stanford.
that's crazy. And they didn't look 1-4 last night. I seen the box score.
Yeah.
That wide receiver put up had a record day. Yeah, damn.
They could not stop him on that slant route. He looking like Anquan Bolden.
Like, come on. But and I guess I seen people talking on Twitter like their schedule ain't gonna get no easier.
Uh-uh.
So it's gonna be interesting to see how they, stay together, how they play
They
these
got
remaining games. And
UCLA, who got some dogs on the free. That's another. I forget who UCLA is playing today. I forget who they playing, but they got some. They got some pass rushers who, if that receiver ain't there, man, I wouldn't be mad if they add another pass rusher.
yeah, you can never have enough. You can
Yeah.
never have enough. Well, Walker, like we always do, we always end the show with a top five. The trade deadline is coming. I've seen a lot of talk this week about potential teams willing to unload all their talent for draft capital. It's really the Caleb Williams sweepstakes, but there could be some big names on the move. So I just wanted to go through our top five and what are some players that either you want the Texans to go after or you think the Texans could go after. If you want me to go, I
Go.
can start it off, or if
Yeah,
you want to kick
I'll
it
let
off,
you go first.
okay. I think you're going to like my list. Now, this one, I think you really going to like. I just think this is the most unlikely, and that's why it's number five.
Mm.
Patrick Surtain.
Ooh.
I don't think they want to come off of him, but I think it would take a lot to get him. I think he could be had. Would have to be probably a couple picks, maybe a first and
Mm-hmm.
some. So I don't really want them to do that. Next is Jeremy Chin, safety from the Panthers. Now, safety isn't a pressing need, but having three good safeties in the NFL, that's a luxury. And if they're trying to get rid of him, I would at least call and say, what's the asking price? What are y'all trying to move him for? And if it's something that you think you can match, then why not? You could put him at a linebacker in sub packages because our linebackers have been struggling covering, so far this year. Blake Cashman's been doing a good
Cashman
job.
been man, he's a baller, bro.
Bruh, pause real quick. But Blake Cashman's got the craziest jawline I've ever seen in my life.
I
Have you seen that man's jawline? It don't look
don't
real.
think so. Yeah, I don't think so. Maybe I
Yeah.
have kind of like a action figure type of
He
thing. Is that what
looked
you're
he looked
talking
like an
about?
action figure.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
like freaking what was that freaking movie with those toys? Toy
G.I.
Soldiers.
Joe.
That's what it's
Or
called.
toy soldiers. Yeah, he looked
Yeah,
like a toy soldier. Damn, I used to watch that movie
yeah,
faithfully. Damn, you hit me with the throwback.
yeah.
No, that's who I he's balling, but yeah, he got that crimson jaw. Number three, number three, I'm gonna go Saquon Barkley. I feel like the Giants could end up blowing this shit up. You know,
That's
shit.
crazy.
Why not?
What
See,
did they
see what
do
the
it?
asking price, huh?
What did they do with Daniel Jones?
Bruh, they paid him a hefty fucking contract.
They'd
Oh,
have to do
they're
the Brock Osweiler,
yeah, like
but they might have to add a first round pick, and that's just
ooh,
crazy.
shoot. Oh my
Like you
god,
can't do that. Maybe they had to do 2 seconds or something,
they're gonna have to do
because
something
that would
'cause
defeat the purpose if you're trying to tank for a quarterback this year. But yeah,
they need to move on. They need to move on from him
that's
because he's
crazy.
not the
They
guy.
paid him all that money.
What the hell were they thinking? They should have franchised him.
Yeah, just
Like
keep
what the fuck?
franchising him.
Like what the fuck are y'all thinking? Like Kirk Cousins got franchised all them times. You got to
Yeah.
prove it to me. You got to prove it to me, goddamn. Um, and number two for me is Danielle Hunter for the Vikings. If
Mm,
the Vikings are gonna fucking not try the rest of the year, well, you might as well call and see what it would take to get their best, one of their best players,
I
better
like
players.
that.
You know, I think Will Anderson. If you like check PFF, He's got a good pass rush rate, but it's like it's really just him.
Mm-hmm.
And teams I feel like are zeroing in on him, so they need some more pass rush help. Like I don't know, just add some more talent to that D line and rotate them bad boys,
Yeah,
and
keep
keep them
rotating them.
fresh.
Oh.
Sorry, I'm about to have a cough attack. Uh, the last one, Brian Burns. I think at one point he was
Mm,
mentioned to come to the Texans during that Deshaun stuff. Um,
yeah.
Obviously, it never happened. Deshaun goes to Cleveland, but I don't think Brian Burns is too happy in his situation. So if he's able to get got, I think that would be a great person to pair um, with a Will Anderson. So that's my top five. Walker, what say you?
Man, that's a good one. I'll probably go. I like that list. Probably just kind of sticking with you. You went Brian Burns first. I'll probably go Brian Burns fifth. Um, I think they'd want a first round pick for him. And I think he needs to get paid too. And like I like Brian Burns. I'm not really too familiar with like his game, honestly, like that. Like I don't know how good he is in the past. He seems kind of small. Um, but I just don't know if I'd want to give up a first round pick for him and have to pay him. Um, I don't know. Maybe. But then I'm about to say another name. People are probably gonna be like, "But you do that for him." So, okay, and then fourth. This is tough. Um, I want to say Devin White, but I don't think the
Ooh,
Buccaneers are in a position where they're ready to just fire sale right now. Um, so I'm gonna go. Let me see who I got. One, two, three, four. It's my four. Let me. So I got two Broncos, and I know you went Surtain, but I just don't see them. I just don't see them doing that. So maybe I'm gonna steal yours, and I'm gonna go to Neil Hunter at four. Because I
okay.
don't think you would have to. I like that actually. I don't think you would have to give up a first for him. I don't even know if you have to give up a second for him. And I think he'd help out a lot. I think he'd be a really good, like really impactful for this team as far as winning.
Yeah.
And like you said, it allows take pressure off Will Anderson. It allows you to rotate more. Grenard more
Mhm.
fresh. He was more fresh. Anderson more fresh. Um, so yeah, I'm gonna go to Neil Hunter four. Three, I'm gonna go Javonte Williams. Um,
Mm, okay.
yeah, I really liked him coming out of UNC. I know he was injured last year. Um, but if the Broncos are fire selling and you can steal him from them, I think that would be huge if he has the ability, to play how he was a couple years ago, making people miss. You add that to Pierce and now
Mhm.
Singletary and Boone. And now I think with all those, you'll find a way to have some success in the running game. So um, I think Javante Woods is somebody who I probably would probably actually try to more so get than the person I'm about to say two.
Oh.
But at two, I'm gonna say Jared Judy. Um,
Ooh, okay.
yeah,
Steve
I'm
Smith's
a
favorite.
yeah. They hate each other. Um, I thought Jared Judy was the best receiver in his class. Um, I think he's one of the best receivers I've seen in college football the past couple years. Um, he had 972 yards receiving last year. He had 6 touchdowns last year. So he ain't trash, and he was doing this with Russell Wilson. Um, so I think if you bring him here with CJ, you might turn him into who people thought he could be.
Yeah.
Um, you know, in Denver. And it's not like we haven't seen players have a change of scenery and completely change their career. Um, I mean, Diggs was with Thielen in Minnesota, so he was still getting a lot of targets. But like once he became a man and in Buffalo, you saw him change to a different person. Chris Carter had some issues in Philly, and then he went to Minnesota. Obviously, became a Hall of
Mm-hmm.
Fame receiver. Um, I think Judy is really good. Like people compared him. I think you mention Chase Claypool another episode that you were thinking about maybe looking into him.
Yeah, I would take a flyer on him.
Yeah,
But yeah, I don't know. Miami got
yeah,
him now, and I
yeah.
think they'll
Miami
probably
got
use
him.
him.
But I feel like he's a better player than Chase Claypool. Like I
Oh,
think
facts.
he hasn't been used to his full capabilities in Denver. So um, that'll be who I would take second. And this might really shock a lot of people. And this is honestly, I wouldn't mind if yeah
Somebody
man
driving
freaking
fast right
yeah
by
freaking
your window.
motorcycle. Um, I wouldn't mind I wouldn't mind if people flame me for this because you know, but I still I don't know why, but I still believe if you could I still believe Chase Young got something in him, you know.
Mm,
So this would be my number one trade target. Um, I think a change of scenery would be really good for him. Um, I think he could still be one of the best pass rushers in it. He's had injuries, so maybe that's affected him. But um, and I don't think you would have to give up a first round pick for him either,
mm-mm.
because he's gonna be a free agent this year. If you can get him for a second, third, add him to this team, let him be a pass rusher. I think he's pretty good versus the run too. I'm not sure, but um, I think he has a lot of ability, man. And I think if you put him in a situation where he feels like the culture, I think we're building a good culture here. So if you put him in a situation where he feels like, okay, I can come here and make some plays. I don't got to be the man because they got Will Anderson. Um, I think you can really unlock something. And if he plays good this year, you can re-sign him. Um, I don't think he's gonna get like a top contract unless he just goes off this year with whatever team he's on. So it could be a sneaky good signing, man. So like you said, I think we need to look at adding more players to that D line right now. Our receiver, most top two, or if there's some linebacker out there available, which I don't really think there is, unless you know of one.
Devin White. No, you said Devin White.
Yeah, I said
Patrick
Devin
Queen.
White. I just don't
Patrick
see
Queen.
him. Yeah, Patrick Queen.
Because in
But
the
the Ravens
offseason,
are
he
in the
was talking.
race.
I know,
You
and they're
know,
looking good.
they're in the race. To compete. But that would be my, defensive tackle, edge rusher, receiver, linebacker. I feel like those are the Texans' biggest needs, and then running back at the end of that last.
Yeah, yeah. Well, Walker, I think we both did some good top fives. I'm interested to see if Nick Casario does something at the deadline. I would think he would. The Texans, they win tomorrow.
Yeah,
They're at 500, and the rest of their schedule is pretty easy. So why not try and
yeah,
go all out, make the
yeah.
playoffs? It's going to be
I
interesting
was
to
about to
see.
say
But
I think that would be the most telling. If they can win tomorrow, I think that's when you're like, well, shoot,
let's go
why
for it.
not us? Let's do, yeah,
Yeah,
let's try to make this run. So
it'll
it's gonna
be
be a
interesting.
big game tomorrow.
Hmm. Well, Walker, before we get out of here, this is episode 94. You got anything you want to share with the people before we let them go?
Go give that for all the dogs another listen, man. I think y'all appreciate it when you're not reading all the hate on Twitter.
Yeah, yeah.
Just give it a couple more listens, man. It's gonna age very, very well.
And I feel like
But
that's how.
unless you don't like R&B,
Mm, yeah,
and that's probably why you didn't like it in the first place.
that's how his
But
albums have been lately.
huh?
So I feel like that's how his albums been lately. People talk
Yeah,
shit on it, and then a
yeah.
year or 6 months from now, they're like, you know
6
what? I
months.
actually like it. This album slaps.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
I think the more I've listened to it, I'm like, bro, what? I hear something new every time, but I think if you don't like R&B, that's probably why you didn't like it. So
Yeah, we'll see. But hopefully everybody locks in tomorrow, watches this game. I think it's going to be a good one. Win or lose, I think the Texans are going to put up a fight.
yeah.
And I do think they're going to win. So it'll be interesting to see how it plays out. But Walker, we are out of here. We are done. All the people listening, y'all like, share, subscribe, all that cute stuff. And until next time, we out of here.